You just got mocked. All right, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it, man. I know y'all looking like, what the fuck is he doing? Listen, y'all see the jawline popping, man. Listen, the only thing with me with my jawline and shit is potassium intake and all that other shit and water retention. Cause yeah, I eat a lot of sodium. Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about going from 25% to 10% body fat. All right, because it's very different to get down to 10% body fat. Once you hit about 15 or 18, that's where it gets a little bit slower. Most people can get to, 20%. It's not fucking hard. Going from 40% body fat to 20% body fat, you can literally eat cookies and do it. If I got to 40% body fat, I'm eating cookies, I'm eating pizza, and I'm still gonna get to 20%. It's not that fucking hard. All right, it's really not, because you still have a lot of calories, you still have a lot of carbs you can use. You can eat fucking Pop Tarts and get down there, all right? If you do that, if it fits your macro shit. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying you have a lot of wiggle room, and it's not very difficult at all to go from 40% to 20%. You're literally just not binging every day. Like, you're going from binging every day to slightly binging, and you get down to 20% just that way. Once you go down to 10%, you got to be more intentional to get down to 10%. A lot of you guys say you want your veins in your abs, you want, the cut shoulder, all that shit. Like, this is not even a pump, bro. You want the cut shoulder, you want the abs, you want the veins in your abs, you want the, chest separation, you want all that shit. Well, you got to lock the fuck in, all right? In the bio is going to be linked the 25% to 10% body fat program, right? Obviously, you'll have to get the nutrition protocol or do nutrition yourself, but the workouts that'll get you down there. It'll be increasing cardio, because I know a lot of people don't like to decrease their calories, which I would do, but it'll be exactly what I would do if I was going from 25% to 10%. Again, like I said, it'll be in the bio description, actually. Anyways, let me explain why this transformation is different. Like I just said, this isn't beginner weight loss, it's body recomposition and discipline. All right, you're going from average to elite. What do I always say? The average body fat percentage is 25 to 30%. It's in that range. Some say it's 28, some say it's 32. All right, but it's between 25 to 30%. It's in that range. That's where the average body fat percentage is. So you go from average to fucking elite. All right. At the end of the day, if you go to any gym and you tell everyone take their shirts off, not a lot of people are gonna look like this. All right, it is what it is. Not a lot of people are gonna have vascularity. Oh, abs are nothing, says the people who've never achieved abs or can't maintain them. That's the only people who will say that shit. All right, nobody who's shredded is gonna say abs aren't anything. They'll be like, yeah, abs. Yeah, when you have abs, everything changes. Like, as far as like, aesthetics and shit like that. It is what it is. That's why the people that you see on your For You page, that you like their stuff, you repost their stuff, you send their stuff to other people, guess what? They always have abs. They always look lean. All right. The closer you get to 10%, the harder and more specific everything becomes, the more dialed in you have to be. You are not like, this is what people fail to realize. Yeah, going from 20 to 25 to 20, good job. You lost some fat. That's the initial phase. 20 to 15, it gets a little bit difficult. 15 to 10, every percent, you're going to look different. Every percent is going to be a struggle. All right. Now, like I said, you're not trying to just lose weight or fat. You are maintaining muscle while losing fat. That's the goal. You're not going from 300 to 280, which is fucking easy as hell. Like I said, if you're 300 to go to 280, what do? You eat cookies every other day instead of every day, and you go to 280. It's not that fucking hard. All right. And anybody who's struggling to go from 300 to 280, you're lying to yourself, because that's all you have to do. If you eat fast food 7 days a week and you're at 300, eat it 4 days a week, you're already at 280. It's not that hard. All right. For getting lean, it's going to require a locked in mindset. There is no, I don't feel like doing that today. Who gives a fuck? All right. You show up regardless. You have to be ready. You have to have that elite mindset, and you got to be consistent. Like I said, my homeboys who are fucking lean, bro, they don't fuck around with, you know, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. It's like, hey, I said I'm eating at home. I don't eat out, bro. I don't do that shit. Okay, bro. Gotcha. Like, there is no like, oh, just eat out this once. Oh, let me just have this cookie this once. Nope. If it's not a scheduled fucking refeed day, if it's not a scheduled cheat day, they're not fucking doing it. All right. They don't fuck around with things that they can't control. You got to be precise. Consistency is awesome, but you also have to be precise. Step one to getting lean is being consistent with surrounding yourself with healthy foods and eating healthy foods. Now, if you surround yourself with healthy foods, you can still, have high calories. Like, you can have a high fat dinner with like a lot of, ribeye and sweet potatoes and stuff like that, go over your calories, but it's healthy foods. Or you can eat at maintenance with healthy foods. But when you're getting lean, when you're getting that 10%, yes, you're eating in a deficit. Yes, you're eating all whole foods. You're not goofing around with unhealthy foods, and you're not going over calories. Some days going under, some days you're consistent, hitting the same numbers every day. Precise deficit is going to equal fat loss. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. A lot of people who say they plateau, guess what? They mentally find it too hard and too uncomfortable to continue in a deficit. So they have a few days where they eat at maintenance or overeat, and they're like, "Dang, bro, I plateaued. I'm at the same weight." Yeah, you didn't do what you had to do. All right. Track everything every day. Stay in that deficit every fucking day. All right. 500 to 700 calories. Me getting to my leanest, I did 1,000 because I am not very active, so I had to. All right. Now, like I said, use a food scale, use my fitness pal. Be aggressive, but also sustainable. So when you're getting leaner, everything's gonna be aggressive anyways because like you're lowering the calories. Like you're no longer eating. Let me plug in my computer. You're no longer eating. Yo, how do we get to the front again? You're no longer eating like 5,000 calories. You see what I'm saying? So everything's gonna get more precise. Everything's gonna get more aggressive. Just by nature because you've lost the initial fat. Your body, the fat loss process is gonna slow down when you get leaner. Period. And I'm only saying this because I've actually done this shit. I don't really. I know a lot of people take steroids and do other shit, and they just have advice and theoreticals and shit. This is like I've actually done this shit, so I'm just giving you my experience and also, of course, the science behind it too. Now, muscle retention is what you want for aesthetics. All right, muscle retention is what you want for aesthetics. You see, if I didn't have any muscle in my chest, in my abs, in my shoulders, if I just said fuck it, let me lose as much weight as possible, then I would look skinny fat. All right, 4 to 5 sessions a week, focusing on compound lifts. Honestly, 5 to 6 sessions a week. Right, aim to preserve or gain strength in your deficit. Right. If it's barbell bench, if it's squats, if it's barbell deadlifts, you are going to lose a little bit of strength with those very, very compound movements. But with incline dumbbell and all that stuff, you can actually go up in weight, but you want to preserve weight in all those moves as much as possible. All right. Lifting heavy is a requirement. All right. It's not just like, you know what, I guess I'll lift light and do high reps. Don't do that shit. All right. This isn't Pilates. And muscle is what's going to give you the shredded look. When you have low fat, high muscle, boom, you look shredded, you look aesthetic. When you have low fat, low muscle, it's like you just look skinny, right? All right. Another thing, protein, protein, protein. All right. Protein is going to keep you satiated. So this is when I was a main gaining. I went to Outback. As you can see, the steak, you got shrimp, and then you got a sweet potato. This is straight protein, bro. This is straight protein. This is straight protein, bro. Steak, shrimp, sweet potato. I ain't eat the bread. Me and my friends didn't eat the bread. We just ate the veggies and the sweet potatoes. We locked the fuck in, man. But yeah, man. 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound lean body mass is what I do. Or you can do per pound body weight. Up to you. Obviously, lean meats. Keep it very simple. Whey protein, Greek yogurt, eggs. Protein shakes and protein bars help a lot. Right? They just do for like snacking and keeping you satiated. Protein in general, obviously, is going to keep you satiated. Appetite control, metabolism, all those things, and it's going to help with the recovery. If you're not recovering and you're sleeping well and you're doing everything else well, your protein's probably low. Now, sleep, sleep, sleep. Do not overlook sleep. Take your sleep very seriously. I know a lot of people, you work a lot of hours and you're like, you know what? I deserve time to myself. Let me stay up late. You need that 7 to 9 hours. You see what I'm saying? For recovery, for fat loss, but also to regulate your hunger, all right? Because your ghrelin and leptin will be off if you don't sleep. And then you're going to be craving more, but every time you eat, guess what? You're not full. And you're like, what the hell? I'm eating all day. I'm not full. What's going on? You're not getting enough sleep, all right? So make sure you actually do that shit. Fucking go to sleep, guys. But like seriously, another thing is if you quote unquote can't sleep, it's probably because you're on your phone too much. Put your phone down, put your phone in another room. You see what I'm saying? Or take some valerian root, some chamomile tea, some magnesium glycinate, and some melatonin. Simple. All right. Cool room, no screens, consistent time, or put on some sleep sounds, put on some rain sounds. All right. And make sure you're recovering because when you're in a deficit, recovery is going to take a little bit longer anyways. So if you're skipping rest days, you're cooked. All right. If you're skipping rest days, you're cooked. You need to rest more when you're lean because less calories when you're in a deficit is going to mean less calories to recover, and carbs specifically, help you recover a lot. Like excess carbs, it's easy to recover when you're in a surplus. You see what I'm saying? When you're in deficit, you have less calories overall, so it's going to be harder to recover. All right, and a lot of you guys think there's a cheat code. A lot of you guys think there's like a secret or something like that. Like, what's the secret? It's really just reps, repetition, repetition, repetition. All right. Yes, progress is going to be boring, but being consistent with the boring shit is how you get to that 10%. Anybody you see that's lean, they're eating the same shit over and over. They're doing the same workout routine, progressively overloading. They're going to sleep at the same time. They're not fucking around. All right. Simple. And yeah, you definitely want to just make sure that you have very, very good adherence. Always aim for 100%. Obviously, if you aim for 90%, you might get 80%. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, let me just aim for 80%. They get like 60%. So aim for 100%, but realize like, okay, if you're really burnt out, just take a maintenance week or where you eat at maintenance or something like that. If you've been cutting for like 6 months or some shit like that, and you're getting lean, just take a maintenance week or listen to your body. All right. And weekends and holidays, I made a couple of videos on this shit because it's so fucking important. If you celebrate every weekend and every holiday, that's more than half the fucking year. All right. And then if you celebrate birthdays, it's like, oh, my friend's birthday's today. It's always somebody's birthday. The more people you know, the more people's birthdays it will be. Right. So if you're doing weekends, holidays, and 3-day weekend, 4-day weekends, you're just going to be fed as shit. If you eat very, very clean and then on weekends and holidays you don't, you will be fat. All right. Period. That's the average person. So yeah, weekends count. Their days as well. Oh, you're no fun. You're no fun. Well, when you're taking type 2 diabetic medication, right? Or, you have a heart attack or some shit, or, your wife doesn't want to have sex with you and she's cheating on you because you're out of shape, you're no fun. And yes, systems over motivation. Like I said earlier, fuck the motivation shit. The motivation shit is corny as hell. Just do what you need to do regardless how you feel. Do what you need to do regardless of how you feel. If it says you're doing 30 minutes of cardio and you feel like shit, do the 30 minutes of cardio anyways. If it says you got to lift heavy on incline dumbbell and you feel like shit, lift heavy on incline dumbbell. Stop being a bitch. And one thing I'm gonna say is like, I'm gonna make a few live videos on this because people are bitches these days, man. Like, dude, you guys always say that you want to be like these athletes. Every single athlete, basketball and football, play every game injured. And you guys feel a little bit tired and you won't even lift heavy, and you're not injured. You're completely fine. You're in a cool environment. It's literally there's air conditioning in the gym. Like it's a joke, man. You don't have a messed up shoulder and you're a linebacker. All right. Like most linebackers, their shoulders messed up. Guess what? It's game one. You gotta show up so you don't get fucking, you don't lose your spot. Like you gotta say, oh, I want to look like an athlete. He inspires me. You won't do anything they do. You guys see anime characters working their asses off, going through pain, and you won't go through any pain or discomfort. Like, come on, bro. All right. The biggest mistakes I see is, of course, the crash dieting shit, which stems from just that instant gratification mindset. All right. And then another one I see is doing only cardio, skipping resistance training. You need the resistance training because the more muscle mass you have, the more fat you'll burn at rest. But also, we're focused on body fat, not weight loss. All right. Going from 25 to 10%, we're not trying to lose 80 pounds. All right. We're just trying to go from 25 to 10%. That can be 30 pounds. That could be 20 pounds. That could be 40 pounds. I don't give a fuck. All right. I just want you to lose fat while maintaining and gaining muscle. All right. A lot of people are inconsistent on weekends. They're like, nah, man, I just think I had a bad weekend. This week. Stop that shit, man. Like people, here's the thing. Here's what separates those who are locked in versus those who aren't. Persistence with precision. All right. Double P's. Persistence with precision. All right. Because like if you're like, oh, this weekend was bad, man. Oh, that weekend was bad, and you have 3 bad weekends out of the month, and you're like, I know I'm not reaching my goals. Those weekends undid all your progress. Yes, 3 weekends. Yes, 6 days of eating and drinking liquor undid your entire, month of deficit. Yes, it's possible. It happens all the fucking time, and people just don't believe it. They're like, man, I just might not have the genetics. No, be consistent. Track weekends. Track every day. And guess where that stems from? Not identity shifting. You don't believe you're the leanest version of yourself. You think you're the fattest version of yourself, doing some lean shit to be lean and then go back to the fattest version of yourself. Change your mindset permanently. All right. Change it permanently. Realize that this is a lifestyle. You can't just, you don't clock out of this shit. You don't just stop doing this shit randomly. Be like, you know what? I'm done with this. But let me keep my physique. No. All right. That's not how this shit works. One more thing, guys. This shit, yes, it's possible, but obviously it's not easy. Most people ain't gonna accomplish that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, they'll make some kind of excuse. Whatever excuse you make is not valid. All right, because whatever excuse you made, someone's overcoming. But also, you don't believe it yourself. That's the biggest issue. When you guys make excuses, like I've been on a lot of calls, right? And I hear people make excuses. I'm not in my head. I don't believe that shit because I know they don't believe it. I just think it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, oh man, let me check with my wife. The fact that you're checking with your wife, bro, your wife thinks you're a bitch because you're out of shape and you don't have the masculine frame that you used to, and now you're gonna ask her some shit, without making a decision yourself. You got to make your own fucking decisions. You're a grown ass man. No, I just had to ask my wife. That's some bitch shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's some bitch shit, bro. And a lot of times, like I've had people, they're like, yeah, man, I'm in a sexless marriage and this is that. I've had people, and I'm like, asking your wife to change your own life. You know what I mean? You got to lead by example, bro. You got to be the leader in the house. That's why I've worked with some married men, bro, and like, they're on their shit, man. And they went from lean to leaner. They're not like, they weren't out of shape. They went from lean to leaner, but they're on their fucking shit, bro. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get back in shape, man. My wife gonna follow through too, cause I've been eating better, and she started eating better too. You lead by example. You don't ask your wife to lead, like, hey, can I do this? The fuck? She's gonna be like, shouldn't you be in shape anyways? Shouldn't you be leading me? Like, why the fuck do I have to tell you? Yeah, go ahead and get in shape. Like, why the fuck are you out of shape? You're a grown ass man. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, like I said, have integrity, fuck motivation. Integrity is what you do when no one's looking. All right. And here's the thing: a lot of you guys are funny because you guys say like, "Yeah, man, I promise I'm eating what I'm supposed to." Let me see your stomach. Oh, your stomach's big. You're not eating what you're supposed to, so you're lying. All right. You're a liar. Like, you don't have integrity with yourself either. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me, but I don't believe that shit. All right. You might have lied to yourself so many times that you believe it, but I don't believe that shit. Because people are like, nah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. No, you're not. Your stomach's big. You're not doing what you're supposed to. Shit is harder than you think it is. A lot of people give it 2 weeks and they're like, yo, I've been grinding. I'm like, what have you been doing? I've been eating a deficit and working out for 2 weeks. So you've been doing the absolute bare fucking minimum for 2 weeks and you want results? Like, it's just joke shit like that. Like, being in a deficit, if you're trying to lose fat, okay, that's normal. You were in a surplus so long, your body craves a deficit. Like, it's not that deep. It's like, man, I'm working hard. I'm in a deficit. You're not working hard. You are you are doing what you're supposed to do because you got fat as shit. Period. Anyways, link is in the description if you can't see your Johnson when you look down. Y'all know the drill, man. Stay blessed.